Now, we have our next guest joining us here on the chair, and it is a representative from the Maine High Peaks Alliance. It is Amanda LaLiberty, Director of Engagement for the High Peaks Alliance. And I would like to welcome you to the program.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you know, we know a little bit about it from the name, but I wonder if you could give us a little bit of, in a nutshell, kind of what the High Peaks Alliance is, what it does here in the community.
I'd love to. The High Peaks Alliance, we've been around since 2007, actually, but quietly working in the background. We're volunteer-driven and a true 501c3 nonprofit. Our main focus is conserving recreational access for folks like you and I forever in the High Peaks region. And we do that through 3 different ways. We work on access and conservation, and we are really good at collaboration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this organization, tell us what the High Peaks are that we're talking about for those that are watching that don't know.
So the High Peaks is the region that encompasses basically Farmington North over to Rumford, over to the Wyman Dam area. It's 1.3 million acres. It contains 10 of the 14 highest peaks in Maine. And really, it's a globally important bird area. It's one of the last intact boreal forests internationally. So we live in, you know, we consider it our backyard. It's not that beautiful, but it's a globally important area.
It sure is. And that's the website with lots of great information that we're talking about here. Of course, upcoming events and initiatives that are happening that community members should be aware of. Maybe you could share some of those.
Absolutely. So we are thrilled this year that we are leading the first ever Recreational Ranger Corps. Rec Ranger Corps, we're going to collaborate with the Maine Hudson Trails and Ranger Lakes Heritage Trust. We'll be caretaking a few of the Bureau of Parks and Lands preserves or reserves as well. And really what that means is this collaboration, we're coming together, we're caretaking over 100 miles of trails, campsites, access sites, and instead of competing against each other, we're collaborating, throwing all of our resources together. And we've already lined up projects throughout the summer that our team will go and kind of tackle for these various organizations. And that's the paid proponent of it. Year-round, all the time, throughout the entire region, we're always looking for rec ranger volunteers who want to pick up a section of trail and maintain it and just keep an eye on it, report back on what might need to be done out there.
A caretaker of a particular area, yeah.
Yeah, right. We all have those trails that we walk consistently that we just love. That's our happy place. And so we're looking for folks just to let us know what those trails look like.
Right. And you say it's a 501c3 corporation, so volunteer driven, many of the volunteers, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you must need volunteers, as you mentioned, for trails and events and things of that sort.
We do. We're always looking for volunteers for a variety of things. A lot of times people think, oh, they're a land trust, like they want people out on the trails. But that's not necessarily true. We're looking to build our community. We're a small nonprofit, and we want to find our community in the High Peaks. So we're looking for folks who have different types of skills, who might be able to help us with events, might be willing to host us for an event, who might have some social media skills that we're lacking, or maybe are financially savvy. And then there's always the opportunity. If you see a need, if there's a special project that you're like, I'd really like to get involved. I don't know if they'd take it on, but you're willing to do it and lead it. Let's connect. It takes many hands to get this work done.
It takes a village, as they say.
It does. It really does. And so, think beyond your regular trail steward volunteering. If you believe in access to nature for everybody forever, connect with us.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk about some of your successes and some of the current projects that you're working on. Andy's showing some of those right now, some of the visuals right there, and some of the maps. Maybe you could explain what we're looking at.
So right now you're looking at the Perham Stream Birding Trail, which is our first property, our foray into land ownership. We purchased this property back in 2023, 80 acres, and it is on the backside of Sugarloaf, Mount Abraham, and Saddleback. I'm biased, but I think about this a lot, that I think anybody who goes out there will fall in love with that property. It's got over 2 miles worth of trails and very little elevation change. So I'd say not a 200-foot gain.
Yeah.
And most of the trails are mowed, so they're They're probably 8 to 12 feet wide and really great for everybody of all ages. So, you know, if you want a place to bring your grandparents or your in-laws or your grandkids, this suits everybody's needs. And we actually just had a donation from a community member and put 6 Aldo Leopold benches out throughout the whole trail system, giving folks a opportunity just to sit and enjoy the view. And what I love about this property is it's actually open 24/7, 365. So you can go out there at 2 o'clock in the morning on a clear night and go soak up the stars. They're just waiting for you.
Yeah, you can get out and enjoy it. Well, when we come back, we want to talk about more about some of those projects that you are working on in a grant as well. We'll cover that when we come back in just a moment.